Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
All right, let me introduce to you today's guest. It's a South African comedian in town to tape his first U.S. comedy special. The special is called Loyiso Gola in New York. I'm not going to tell you where he's performing exactly or his name yet, but there's more. He's the producer, writer, and presenter of the satirical news comedy show Late Night News with Loyiso Gola. Ladies and gentlemen, it's true. Loyiso Gola. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Congrats on all your success.
Thank
But
you.
you are in South Africa. You're like the Jon Stewart of South Africa. Have you heard that?
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
But you hate Jon Stewart.
I don't hate
Oh, okay. Okay, good. All right.
No, I don't. No, I don't hate it.
What is it like doing a satirical news show in South Africa? Meaning freedom of speech? Can you say whatever you want?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I can say absolutely whatever I want.
Okay. No death threats?
None whatsoever.
Really? John must have had at least a dozen, right?
Jon Stewart had a death threat.
Of course.
I
We've
think-
had a death threat.
I think you Americans need to work on your democracy.
That's fair enough. All right. That's the kind of stuff you'd hear on the show, everybody.
No, I've never been threatened once. And I've called the president all kinds of stuff.
Like, what's the worst thing you said about your president?
I said he was a retarded.
Whoa!
we say bothered here.
Can you say that over there? Retarded?
Yeah.
Yeah? You can over here. Can you imagine the greatest country in the world and you can't say retarded?
Oh, you can't say that. Can you say that?
You can't even say the word that I'm saying. Like,
Oh, man, my
yeah,
bad.
they're going to hear it all bleeped out. No, but I'm just saying.
No, my bad. I didn't know. You couldn't say that.
Yeah, nowadays you can't say that.
Oh, I don't. Sorry.
Can you say
I think you guys are leading us in the quest for being PC.
Are we too PC?
I don't know yet
Right.
because I need to get the full report on how far
Right.
you are with your PC-ness, and then maybe we can take it from there. But feel free to tell me what's
If you see two men making out in America, you can't go, ugh. Is that too much?
well. That is in my country. That's fine.
Right.
It's acceptable. We accept that. That's cool.
It is
people
accepted?
People are people.
All over South Africa, it's accepted.
Listen, man. South Africa is a free country. Everyone can do whatever they want to do. It's all good. It's all
Okay.
good.
Because here it's not.
Yeah, I think you're baiting me for something.
I'm just curious.
No.
I don't know why, but I would think South Africa would be stricter.
You did create a vibe, Keith. The vibe is towards our country, not yours. We're making fun of ourselves.
No. I'm saying like it just felt that moment was kind of weird for me because you were baiting me. Because we live in the world of the internet, and so someone could take this whole thing out of context.
Oh, no,
So
that's not.
it's extremely uncool to do that.
Every other show, like this show, I talk to you normally, and then the next show, I chop up all your words and fuck with you. So that was a good catch.
Yeah. That's
No, I'm not. I really just thought South Africa was more strict
No.
than it seems to be.
no.
Okay.
Gay marriages is legal. It's good times. We're having the times of our life.
All right.
We're not even having the debate of should gay people have rights. Gay people have the actual rights.
You think they should, though, for the record?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. Can you say the word no real quick?
No.
Okay, I'm going to splice that together. You're going to sound like an asshole. Loyiso wrote, off to New York City tomorrow, and it's not terrorism I fear, it's the police. Pray the cops don't kill me. And then a cute police car emoji. But are you nervous because we kill our African Americans, but you're African?
Yeah, but I mean, when someone says put the gun away,
Right.
there's no time to communicate that.
Right. Do you what
It's
is
a genuine fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like sometimes when I walk at night, I'm like, oh man, let me not look threatening.
How do you do it? Do you do it with your hands up?
Oh, Jesus.
What do I look? Do I look not threatening with my hands up?
Do you just walk around like with your hands? I wonder what I would do. I don't know. It's scary.
I just look. The trick is to look as happy as possible.
Right. That's
And,
close.
and just whistle songs, jazz songs. Take 5 by
You have a go-to?
Dave. Yeah, and kind of make everyone feel comfortable around, so no one can shoot. It's a gen. My mom fears that as well. She always goes, "Oh man, just be careful out there." It's not like it's an actual thing because we see, like if I'm watching the news back home, it looks bad.
Yeah.
And so it creates like a fear.
Yeah.
to come here.
They're not wrong on the news. Over
Yeah.
there.
So it is a general fear. This is quite morbid.
Is there more when you do stand up in America? Do you have to do? Is it different? Is it different?
If the material does the material translate easily?
I mean, I have the philosophy that funny is funny,
Right.
and you just have to get the references and the context right. Just like I found out today that you guys don't queue.
We don't stand in line.
No, you don't say queue in that way.
Right.
Like, so if I did a joke and I was like, I was queuing, you guys would be lost.
Oh, I'm lost already. Yeah, I thought you were saying stand in line. What does queue mean?
Me too.
I
What
still
does
don't.
queuing
I
mean?
still don't get it.
Queue means stand in line.
Okay, so I was right.
Yes.
Why would you tell a joke to stand in line? I guess I don't get that right. Am I lost?
No, everyone's lost, and this is ridiculous.
Okay. How do I die? Real quick.
This is crazy.
You.
I don't know what listen, first of all, let me I don't know what is what.
Here's what just happened. Yes, he was referring to, we don't refer to queue as standing in line.
Right.
So if he were to use that word, we would take too long to try to figure it out or not figure it out at all. So he has to know simple things like that, like the transit, like queuing.
Right.
He should say stand in line.
Okay, we know.
That's what
queue.
he's saying was different. Yeah.
So if you get all those little things right, then funny is funny for me.
I agree.
Yeah. So instead of like you guys measure things in feet.
Right. You don't call like a cigarette a faggot or something, right? Like everybody's not going to be confused. That's what they do in England, and then English comics come here, and it blows everybody's mind.
You know.
Okay, good.
I don't call anything a faggot.
Good. North Carolina, obviously in the news, an unarmed black person got shot again. There's a law that goes into effect exactly 1 week after the Keith Lamont Scott police shooting video was released, effectively keeping the public from viewing or obtaining police video from dashboard or body cameras unless a judge rules to release it.
What?
So, yes, they have these cameras on their lapels or their dashboards, but we can't see it. Well, I didn't know that was the caveat. I got excited for nothing.
Didn't we all see this coming? Like,
Right.
they're not just going to give it to us. And by the way,
But there's cell phones and stuff now, so most of the footage is on cell phones anyway.
I guess, but if you're the only one there,
Yeah. It gets a bit tricky.
you
But,
can't pull out your cell phone. It makes them nervous.
Yeah, it does. They might think that's an AK-47.
Right.
Because, they make them compact these days. But the crazy thing is, shouldn't we, in the time of cell phones and all this footage,
Right.
be having way more alien spottings?
That is a point.
That is a good point. Yeah. They don't have service in those areas, though. They never did. That's why they think they see aliens.
That's a good...
These aliens go where there aren't telephone lines. They get it.
It's bizarre. So it leads me to believe that all those alien spottings in the 90s and 80s were bullshit.
Right.
Yeah.
It's starting to make sense.
Yeah. Also, I feel like if you see an alien invasion, someone would have time to get a camera. Like, no one in the history of America has had a camera handy in, like, a UFO sighting.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all very interesting.
It makes no sense. It's hard enough to believe in other life. It's bad enough trying to explain it without actual evidence and footage, blurry footage. It's like, get out of here, man.
I believe in other life. I don't believe that we necessarily saw it or that we need proof of it. I just think we keep discovering things that are further and further away from us, and the universe is so giant. Nothing else is, going on except for us in the entire universe. We may not ever see them. It might not be of consequence. It may not even affect us.
But we are. But the thing is, we are trying to see them as people on Earth.
We're trying so hard because we're so sick of everybody around us. I've seen enough people. I go outside. There's 8 million people. I'm over all of them.
Fair enough.
Yeah, every time we vote for a president, we wonder if we could live on the moon by then.
Right. One viewpoint of a video doesn't often always tell the whole story, says Republican Governor Pat McCrory.
Go fuck yourself.
Right. The angles can make a difference.
A picture tells sometimes 900 stories, not 1,000. You fuck.
And you're not hearing the sound often in the video. Maybe the other guy's saying, "Bet you can't kill me, pussy," and we don't hear that.
But
That's not fair.
yeah, that's no.
Do you guys have body cameras on your cops?
No, I don't have body cameras on cops. No,
Are police under control?
they're okay. They're not overzealous like your guys' cops. Also, the access to guns here, it's insane.
It's ridiculous.
Like if
how
someone
easy-
said to me, "Go find a gun," I wouldn't know where to go.
right.
Like my brain would be like, "Oh man, I don't know where to. This is a
Yeah.
bit crazy." But I think here it's way easier.
You could type in gun shop in your phone, no exaggeration.
Yeah, and then so I think that's a biggie. Gun control. It's so crazy how you guys just debate these things like it's
Like it'll go somewhere.
yeah, like it's like you guys have been debating gun control since I was a kid, and every other month someone dies, and you're like, how is this still a debate? And so, but what's crazy in London, as I spend a lot of time in London, they don't really have guns, so the cops don't have guns. No one has guns, like literally no. Like you could punch a cop in the face,
And he'll have to punch you
and
back.
and he'll have to be like, hey man, that's not nice. Right. And he won't.
Right.
But they do stab the shit out of each other.
They got to get real close for that, though.
Yeah.
You got to be like, I feel like when you could do something from far, you got to have less cojones about it. You got to have like less of a fight about it.
Yes,
but when I got to come up to you to stab you, and you have way longer arms than me. So,
I have no intention of stabbing any human being
I'm glad we cleared that up.
ever. So my arms will not be used for such. You calculate, like, oh, you no, I
Real quick, can you say these words? I do have. That's best you don't. Is there a big problem in South Africa regarding AIDS? Is that as bad as I understand?
There's a bit of a crisis, but it's a crisis, but it's not as bad as it was 12 years ago.
Where was the church fighting to keep condoms out of? Was that South Africa?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, good.
No.
All right. I'll wait till that person from that country's here. But good, we solved that. Have you noticed our football players, and football in the good way, you know, are, no offense, but we can afford pads and stuff. They are sitting down during the national anthem to protest for Black Lives Matter. Is this making news worldwide?
Yes, it is.
Good.
And I'm I don't know, it's I don't know. I think what's cool and what I find cool about the whole thing for me is that people are finding different ways to protest things. Right. So if you go, like, especially in South Africa, and I'm always trying to, there's a lot of protests about various things because we come from a particular history. So people are trying to do a lot of right from what was wrong, right? Like now there's a big protest about free education.
Okay.
They want the students want free university education. But what keeps happening is that people burn things and they vandalize, right? And that's not necessarily bad when you're protesting.
You just
right?
can't burn down the schools if that's what you're protesting.
Yeah, but over and above that, I think that people need to explore ways to protest.
Right.
I think in South Africa, we're not exploring enough ways to protest, and so when someone does that and they don't really have to, they can't burn, they're not going to burn anything, they're not going to tweet. I mean, there's many ways to protest, so you just have to explore. And for me, when it made news in South Africa, I was like, I hope this is an example of the many ways people can protest.
It doesn't get more peaceful than literally sitting down.
Yeah, but it's making world news, and it's getting the point across. It gets the same point across as burning down a bus,
right? Well,
or looting,
Now, never mind. Kaepernick, who started this from San Francisco, his shirts are flying off the shelves now, which is good. However, there was a poll, and it's mostly because of Caucasians, of course, who's the most hated person in football. And Colin Kaepernick is the most hated person. Never mind wife beatings, rapists, murders. This is the most hated person in football.
This is... that would be the football player that I want to be. Apparently, football fans need to hate me in order for me to feel good about myself. Look at yourselves, football fans. Do you know what kind of reputation you have?
Right. You
bloated, beer-drinking, what? Sexist, disgusting, now you're doing this? Is this how you want me to talk to you? Is this what's happening?
The debates are tonight between Trump and Hillary Clinton. Are we watching those?
Could you leave before then?
I don't.
Oh my
I
God.
don't.
Embarrassing.
When I did late night news, I consumed so much politics. Now I don't really, unless
You need a break.
no. Unless it's directly, I'm directly vested in it. I don't really want to watch it.
Right. But is this
Maybe that will wear off. Maybe after a couple of years. But now I'm just like,
Is it amazing in South Africa or other countries that we have Donald Trump may be our next president? Is that like Miley Cyrus
is.
being president?
It is the most astonishing thing. It because we all now we're like it's actually happening. He's debating.
That's when by the way, that noise is when the Joker saw his face for the first time.
Yeah, it's amazing to me. It is for him to even be this far in the race is astonishing to me.
Right.
Yeah, I don't, but there's a lot of things that we that could be learned whether he becomes president or not. I think like you, to a certain extent, you gotta be able to communicate with people the way and he's managed to, because he talks like tweets. He like you remember like so you have to remember like think okay. This could be long-winded, but with me. So people learn things, and everything you do is learned. So, like if you look at British sport and you watch American sport, these are two different sports. The society, American society, love fast-paced sport like American football, basketball, baseball. These are high-scoring. Always action.
Put baseball in that.
Yeah. Oh well, it's very high,
right?
And Americans hate soccer. They don't hate it; they just don't get it as much because, like, this game could end with no goals, and whereas British people they love Test cricket. They love cricket takes. You know what I mean?
It's not something we would queue up for.
Right? Yeah. So then what happens is in the last maybe 5-7 years, what has happened is we have learned a certain way to consume information, right? So the way you like the way Donald Trump talks, it's like an actual tweet. The way people read tweets is how they receive most of their information. So if someone talks like a tweet, that's how do you understand what I mean?
I totally
and that is like it borders on genius.
See, that's where I think we give Donald Trump as human beings too much credit. I think that he is talking like a tweet and they are reading it like a tweet, but I don't think that he manipulated his voice, speech, or wording in order to sound like that. I think he sounds like that, and our country has so many people who sound that dumb, that racist, and that horrible that they only identify with it. And he's not a genius because he manages to get a lot of followers. We have a lot of followers that would follow anyone who has a Nazi-like mentality.
Right.
That's what we're proving here. We're not proving that some guy could change our minds about black people, Mexicans, women. We're proving that is what we think of black people, Mexicans, women, and any minority, gay people, whatever. This is exactly how we feel as a country. We spoke up with our voting, and now we're going, how did this happen? Well, everyone thought it was so goddamn funny that some moron who had a reality show was trying this out as his little, other reality show where he's bored, and now here's where we are. We're getting a tweeted
in the final stretch.
Idiot.
No,
he's a twit.
But there's
that was good.
Thank you, sir.
I like that.
It might make the special. It is though kind of boring to read a long article and easier to read the word tremendous, because tremendous covers so many things. It's like, oh, I get it. It's good. It's better than good. It's great. It's fantastic. It's huge. It's tremendous. That's really all I need.
The feedback is blowing up like, no, this is shocking to us. We swear we don't want it. But but if we keep sitting on it and if we keep just,
it's crazy. Like, I don't know.
We do want it. You know what, America? We do want it because that's what you wanted. You had somebody jump off a bridge, and you did follow them. And your mother said that might happen, and there's what happened. If everybody jumped off the bridge, looks like you would too.
So long story short, your face will stay that way. Careful. 100 million people are expected to watch the first debate.
I'm not going to be one of them.
I'll watch the highlights. Everything's highlights nowadays. I know that's your point.
Yes, no, absolutely. He
That's
just
my
proved,
point.
Yes, it is. Yes.
They don't want to hear your policy. Wrap it up. We got things
Right.
to do. 140 characters.
He wants to watch America burn down.
I go to zingers.com.
No, I don't
I
want-
hear who got who. Maybe he made fun of her outfit. All right, let's see. Clinton, the Democratic nominee, is clinging to a narrow lead in many national polls, but now has almost no margin of error in the battleground states that will decide who will take the oath of office as the 45th president. Trump is edging Clinton 42% to 41% in Colorado. Pennsylvania, the poll found Clinton in a virtual tie against Trump, 45% to 44%. So it is close
Shame
if you
on
like
you all.
excitement.
Shame on you. I'm fucking
No,
being
no,
serious.
not on me. Not on me. I
Not
don't live
on
here.
you.
Okay.
Not on you.
Because you just looked at me as you said that.
I tell you
it
what,
felt
though.
felt personal.
While you're here, you got to tweet something shitty about Trump.
No, he could be the next president. He could deny me a visa.
You see what we're working with here, people?
No.
Shame on you. Now, do you want to go out and vote? Keith Malley.
What I like about Trump is that maybe now Clinton will win. What I like, and I'll take bets, by the way, but what I like about it is that maybe the government gets that we don't play the game necessarily. We will put in Paris Hilton if you don't watch yourself. Maybe there's something to that.
That's what Trump likes?
That's what I like.
Oh. What do you like about it?
I don't have to go, this guy was a senator, now this guy is this, and I don't like what he does, but this is who you're giving me.
You don't have to go, this person was qualified?
I'm just telling you what I like. This is what I like, and I don't like your snarky attitude, and this is why everybody's going to vote for Trump, actually. Because
You literally just said, I don't
listen
like
to
when
this
someone's
attitude.
qualified
Whoa!
for their job.
I'm hearing a shrill.
Okay.
Thank
I
you.
feel like I shouldn't be here for this. I feel like this is quite domestic.
The destiny of the Supreme Court is up for grabs, and the GOP's control of the Senate is on a knife edge in an election that has sparked fierce controversies about race, faith, gender, and the nature of America itself. We have never seen interest like this before, says the director of debate at the University of
because
Michigan.
Trump's people think they're watching wrestling.
Trump says, if she treats me with respect, I will treat her with respect. Well, let's hope she does. It really depends. People ask me that question. Oh, you're going to go out there and do this and that. I really don't know that. You're going to have to feel it out when you get there. The billionaire real estate developer must quell doubts that he lacks the knowledge, empathy, and temperament needed to serve the world's most unforgiving job. Clinton's policy expertise and experience are not in question, but her character and honesty are. And she's been practicing with former aides who will attack her, in private, of course, thinking, hey, Trump might say these kinds of things to you. You have to be ready. But
Of course.
But what do they say? You're ugly. It's true. I'm sorry. And she's like, what? He might say that.
This is who we're working with. Yes, all of this. It's not an exaggeration. We're not saying anything that's like out of the realm of possibility because it's not even just possible. You just read that it's fact.
It's a 90-minute
And also, that's what people do in debates. They get ready for what could come to them.
Yeah, sport debate. This is a debate about a full-blown country and economy and one of the most powerful countries in the world.
The most, but yeah.
Yeah, and she has to be ready to be called ugly.
90-minute
No, come on.
Go ahead.
No, it's fine.
No, she's beautiful.
You're allowed to think in America.
You could say she's pretty. Is she pretty or not pretty?
I plead the fifth.
Yeah, I know what the fifth is.
I don't even know what the fifth is. But
It's all right because good thing Trump is pretty enough for everybody.
That's not the fifth. That laugh isn't the fifth. It's a 90-minute debate with no commercial breaks, meaning hopefully people can't get away with vague, sweeping, untruthful statements. But guess what? I'm 42. I've seen many debates. They will. You bore the person running the debates, and they go, all right, forget it. I'm done challenging you.
I would honestly love to moderate this. I'm not kidding. You didn't answer the question, so I'm going to give you another 30 seconds. And if you start with, well, I don't think that no. I'm going to tell everybody how to start their sentences.
Yeah,
I think that
I think-
gay people. Now you.
with your pronouns, you might be looking a little biased. I would start the debate with, "Hey, you male asshole."
All right. Well, I mean, I didn't mean that, but yeah, that's
Of
true
course
too.
you meant it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a car, by the way, speaking of sex, made for women, finally. There's a car manufacturer called Seat, S-E-A-T, working with the magazine Cosmopolitan. They're facing backlash over a brand new car for women that was jointly unveiled at Cosmopolitan's Fash Fest event in London. The Seat Me, M-I-I,
Fucks you while you drive.
comes complete with jewel effect rims, a handbag hook, tells you how your husband isn't trying hard enough, eyeliner headlights
I mean, I know more guys that so far would be into this than women.
that are emphasized in the same way as makeup emphasizes the eye. The vehicle's exclusive design and thoughtful feminine touches,
Fuck you, Cosmo.
which are the culmination of 2 years of collaborative research and development, make it perfect for, quote, impromptu karaoke performances, last-minute wardrobe changes,
Has this person met a woman?
dramatic gossip sessions,
Jeez.
and emergency lunch hour kips. The car's blatantly gender stereotype design and marketing sparked outrage on Twitter.
This is satire. Come on, this is real?
The Seat has responded to the backlash by clarifying the car is intended for the Cosmopolitan reader specifically rather than the female gender as a whole.
Burn down.
Really? Because I say, who cares? Let it fail then. You know? I mean, who has the fucking time to complain about a car? I wish.
I don't know what this
Your
is.
wish just came true, by the way. You just
I'm
complained about
computing this whole thing. Like my brain is still going. Is this even a thing?
But have you been with a
Is it
woman?
an Opal?
Have you been with a woman buying a car and that she's like, another man's car? Because now there's one for women. How exciting. Yeah. It comes dented.
I laughed. I don't know why.
You know
It's
why.
just so funny.
You know why. You're not pleading nothing after all.
By the way, have you ever been with a man trying to buy a car? They pretend like they know what they're doing. They fuck it all up because they talk too much. Where's that car? Where's them kicking the dumb wheel like a bunch of idiots?
I rust-proof the seats. It's $10.
I period-proof the seats.
It is no joke. There's pads on all the women's seats.
Can I see the car? This is crazy.
Yeah, but don't look at a prettier car later.
This looks like an ugly. It looks like an ugly smart car.
Well, let me explain
I
what's
guess
happening.
you don't plead the fifth on that one.
Let me explain to the audience. The car's wearing a pantsuit. That's just his opinion. It's an honest opinion.
Oh man, is it an electric car?
It's I hope not, because they don't know how to change the batteries. You know,
I don't know. Oh, it's near a gas.
you see a gas port.
Yeah, so it's probably not. I don't
There's
know. Man.
there's no way you can have a question about this car. The car is ridiculous. The only question is why.
What they're saying is the bad news is right now it only gets 77% of the gas mileage as normal cars. Yeah, so we wish them well.
Who made the car?
Probably a man. You go in, there's girls in skirts.
You
engineering the car.
getting into this. I'm sitting it out. I'm sitting this whole thing out. I don't know. I started the show with the most un-PC thing ever. So now I'm like, I'm gonna sit this one out.
Before the show, we'll give everybody a Chemda tumor update. But Chemda had a picture on her phone, and you said, I don't want to see it. I see a fucked up image. I messed up for a month.
Oh, I said this could look more traumatizing than it is. It looks like it could be.
Yeah, I can't unsee things.
Right.
It's like.
But doing a political show, I don't know. You don't have to see things.
I don't want to. Like World Star bums me out.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Because
I think that's the point.
People get like beat up, and you're like, oh man, this is not cool.
Right.
And it bums me out for a little bit, but I didn't want to see something grimy before. I thought it could just bum me out a little bit.
Right. It's a video of Chemda's doing. You can't even hear the video. Her heart is on her outside. World Star members are punching it. I don't even know how you become a member. So it was just a video where she's getting some kind of test, and they're shocking her face, right?
Yeah.
And you see her, like one of those chatter monkeys. And now, what's this test? This is the test that you were nervous about yesterday.
Yeah. So they're sending me to a neurologist. Which, what the hell? I told it that. He's like, "How you doing?" I'm like, "They sent me to a neurologist. No offense. I'm not happy to be
A
here."
neurologist, right?
Yeah, for the brain. Am I saying it wrong?
No,
okay.
maybe it sounded like urologist. That's all.
Oh, I thought. That's probably next. Who knows? So I'm supposed to be taking tests, but I don't know what the test is for, and I'm not really understanding what I'm testing positive for. But it seems to, it doesn't. So the RN who is usually telling me the information says, these blood tests shows that you show positive about this, but I don't believe it. That can't be true.
Right.
You're not showing any symptoms. And I'm like, the symptom is in the blood. I'm going to go take a test. And they had me go to a neurologist, and he's looking at me, and he's like, You're doing all this stuff. I'm telling him I'm biking. I'm telling him I'm doing all these things. For this particular disease to be attached to my thymoma disease, I need to be, off balance, and I would have double vision, and I would have trouble with my muscles, and I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm fine. So he's like, I don't really understand it. So he does all these tests where, resist me like this, put your elbows up, resist that. So he's just sort of pushing on me.
He's doing like bar lines on you. He's like, hey, did you fall from heaven? Because you're an angel and you got to resist it.
Yeah, I got to push him out of the way. But it was like a sobriety test. Like I had to walk, straight in a line. Right. I had to touch my nose with my eyes closed. It was like that. So balancing stuff and making sure that my muscles can work if he's pushing against them. And he's like, you're fine. And I'm like, so I'm just leaving. I'm like, that's an official test. I really said all this stuff because I'm really in shock. I'm like, you just pushed me around and I'm leaving?
And that beats a blood test?
Seriously, thank you. So I'm like, that's the official test. And he goes, well, there's this thing.
There's the extreme test where you say the alphabet backwards.
I've never been able to say the alphabet.
Period? Or backwards?
It's period.
Try.
Is your alphabet different?
Let's do it together.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, S, T, V. Man, I don't know.
Kind of like 20 out of 26. It's pretty good.
Is it?
That's about the Hebrew alphabet, I know.
Yeah, but when you text, the R and the U are very important. So I don't know what your conversations are like.
It helps to have a song about it. We'll work on it later.
Here's a dumb question. South Africa has its own language, I'm guessing?
Own language. We have 11 official languages.
Really?
Yes, sir.
How many do you know?
Afrikaans, English, Xhosa, Zulu, a bit of Tswana and Sotho.
I mean, this isn't like I understand South North America, right? This isn't like when someone in Kansas talks, I know a new language.
It's not a dialect.
Well, most of the no, it's not dialects. It's
okay,
but
it's not an accent.
the languages have coexisted for maybe like 400 years, so they've got similarities.
Right. In your main, can I hear something in your main language? Say, whoa, show is something else.
Man, you remember? Oh man, this show is something else.
I understood that. And there's something with the way you're right. It's not different from comedy over there to comedy over here. You're gonna be fine. That was perfect.
That was good. You set me up.
I played you like a fiddle all day. I don't even know how I stomach myself, but that's Hollywood, baby. So Chemda.
Okay, so
now when you found, what was this called that they told you about? Because it made you knew like this is a whole new disease. You thought
this thing would affect, from what I understand, my brain, my vision. It would. I think it would cause my muscles to atrophy, and that is, to me, my mind and my muscles. That's what I want to keep. Like, right. I could wrinkle, I could have that. I'm going to have a scar. It could be red as fucking anything. I don't care. But you can't, my muscle and my brain, like that's going to carry me to be 120. Right.
125.
125. Why not? Those last 5 years, I don't know. They were a little uncomfortable.
Oh, okay.
So then I'm like, how could that be the test? I'm thinking like, should I redo the blood work? Should I? Couldn't you push on something else on me? I don't know.
Do you want me to kick a ball?
Right. Should I jump up to should I run on a treadmill for a half hour. And he goes, well, there is this thing. And it was right next to me. And I was like, this is the machine. And he goes, yeah, but I would have to get clearance and, you know, all this shit and blah, blah, blah. And he goes, you know what? Let me do it. And he goes and he was so fucking sweet because I know that he wasn't supposed to necessarily do it. He checked with the insurance and did all the stuff and made sure that like it happened quickly. And so I was able to have it in his office that day. And what happens is he hooks me up to my hand. What you saw is my face. Hooks me up to my hand, and then he shocks me a bunch of times. So first 4 times in a row, then 5, then 10, then 5, then 4, something like that. And it's shocking. So like your whole body like jolts up, you know?
And just to see if you react to it.
No, he's watching a monitor,
okay.
And it's going to say positive or negative for this disease.
Okay.
So I'm watching it like I know what I'm talking about. You know, the squiggly lines are moving. Good or bad? Good or bad?
She goes, did you see that? Did you see that,
yeah,
doctor?
Yeah,
like, we see it, ma'am.
It literally says pass and fail for each test. And I'm like, is passing good or is it? It's like,
right.
Is this like AIDS where positive is bad? Like,
well, your nerves are remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. My hands get so sweaty, the thing wouldn't stay on.
The sensor.
Yeah. So he's got to like hold it. He tried taping it. And then, like, it slid off. And so the whole, like, most of the test was him trying to, like, work around my moist hands. And he had to, like, tape it around itself so that it can stay on. Anyways, I got shocked a few times. Then he's like, I don't know. It looks like you have a mild case of this. And I'm like, does this not do anything for anybody? He said no. You said yes. Right. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
and this is just right.
right. And I'm like, okay. And then he goes, let's do it again. I'm not pleased with this. Let's do it again. He hooks me up again, this time to a different part of my arm and my hand. We do it all again. Here come the shocks. I'm shocked. My whole body jolts, you know. Right. And then he's like, okay, still don't know. And he goes, you know what? The face is really good for this, but it's going to be uncomfortable. Right. And I'm like, no, I can't be uncomfortable about this. You see my hands are like sweat. I'm uncomfortable. Just hook me up. Fucking shock me.
Do it.
Yeah. So he hooks me up and I am bracing. It's fine. It looks really creepy though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
I don't know if I saw that movie, but I'm not going to now. So I'll have PTSD. Suddenly it will hurt, you know. And so they hook me up. Like there's a thing on my nose and there's a thing on my cheek. Oh, the first one he put was underneath my, what's this part? Like my throat, but like, chin. Oh yeah, underneath my chin. And I'm like, that's going to hurt. Shocking my chin.
Yeah. There's no mouth guard?
No.
Not by the hair of my
they found
chin
it.
and chin.
Yeah. It turns out it didn't really shock that part anyway.
So what's he say at the end of that? That's what he did? Raspberries?
The thing is I do have it. I have it, but it's not that big a deal, it turns out. So here's the problem with not having the symptoms. I'm supposed to be having symptoms if I have it. So the good part is if I were to have all those symptoms, which means my muscle is starting to, you know, not work so well and dizziness and whatever, that means that they would have to delay my surgery and shrink those symptoms down to almost nothing so that I can go through this surgery. So it doesn't matter that I have it. I'm in the place that I would be before surgery. So it's fine. So all it means is they have to put me under different anesthesia so that it doesn't react differently to this. And I have a list of medications that I can't take, a lot of like antibiotics.
So the point is, when you were Googling, you found out this...
I didn't Google.
Well, your husband did, but found out all this horrible stuff.
Yeah.
Is this okay now or not okay?
So what happened was, you know, after the test, we talked about it, and he was like, you know I'm not telling you stuff, but you're not telling me stuff either. And we realized that we're trying to, you know, keep this stuff away from us so much. And he was like,
who's he?
My husband.
Okay.
So Hennessy said, when I reacted to this, you freaked out so much because I don't tell you anything. And after this test, I was like, wow, I was really nervous about that. And he's like, you didn't tell me that either. So we're not telling each other how nervous we are. We got to start doing that. But, and yes, Libby, you said that. I get it. But, but I, you kind of think that you are, and you kind of are like, well, this isn't important to share this or whatever. So I said, yeah, but you know what? Okay, I'll tell you now. It really freaked me out the way you responded. Because when I came home, I was like, hey, I tested positive for this. And he's like, no, anything but that. Oh, my God, I can't have, okay, I'll take care of you. Everything will be okay. We'll work on your muscles. Like, it'll be fine. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
That is the wrong thing to say, though, isn't it?
Of course.
Anything but that.
So check this out. He goes, yeah, but I wasn't, like, freaking out. I'm allowed to say that I don't want that. I'm like, oh, my God.
Wow.
I don't think you were there. Like, and he goes, no, I said, and here's what he thinks he said. He goes, Tom.
Takes out a cigar.
Yep.
A pipe.
Well, tell me which one it is, this one or that. Because what I heard was, which one is it? Is it this one or that one? Because it's going to be so bad if it's this one. Just tell me it's that one. Please, please, please. And I'm like, oh, my God, I got to open my phone. Hold on a second. They said it's okay. They're not thinking that it's bad.
Right.
This is how he thought it went. That's all right. One of them is better than the other. Just tell me if the other one's good. And I'm like, are you joking right now? Do you really think that's how you said it? And he was horrified. He's like, how did I say it? And I go, like I say the same thing I just told you guys. And he goes, no, I didn't. I'm like, I'm so sorry, but you did. Like, you were not there. And I would be a little more cuckoo about that. I was like, I would be a little more disturbed by it, except it turns out, and I discovered this on when Libby was interviewing me about this on What's My Name, it turns out I did the same thing that I didn't realize. When I got, this was an incredible, do you want to do the impersonation? Because it's so good. When I got the news about when my surgery was, I thought I was like, okay, October 3rd, let me just double, triple check on that. But of course, and this is what I actually sounded like.
Okay, so she thinks she's just calm and getting the date for the surgery, and what she really did was, okay, October 3rd, yeah, I mean, of course I can do it. Why wouldn't I be able to do it? What, am I not going to have surgery? Let me just, can you give me just 1 second? I'm just going to double check my calendar. Hennessy, land. October 3rd is fine, right? I mean, if we have something, I'll move it. It's the day after Emmy's birthday. Is that something? I don't know. Can you just hang on 1 second? And I'm sure the person on the other end of the line was like, yeah, we'll give you.
Thank you.
And Chemda, you think you said?
I legitimately was like, I thought, let me check my calendar. I just want, let me check my calendar. Right. Of course, I'll be able to make it.
I think that's what Trump is going through.
Right. He doesn't know what
in
he's
his
saying.
mind. He's like, hey guys, we're gonna build the economy, but meanwhile, what he's saying is,
fuck Mexicans.
Fuck Mexicans. We're all gonna die. Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, I think that's.
So do you ever wish you had cameras going on in your house all the time under the caveat they can only be used during disagreements?
Me?
Anybody. First to answer, guest. Well, it's something to think about for next time, isn't it?
No, I do.
Yeah, because I'm like, me and my wife, we were talking about something last night, and it was innocuous, but it was like, no, you didn't just say that. You just said this. How great would it be to break out the GoPro?
Yeah.
It would sound petty, again, if it wasn't important.
But
like a dash cam, sort of.
Yes. But she can only use it with the judge's permission.
Luckily, he believed me because, like we all are kind of a little bit going nuts. So we have to believe that if you went nuts, if I told you you went nuts, you went nuts.
Right. But you know what's,
he apologized too, by the way, for the record, if anyone cares.
It's so crazy what I find, like, people who are unable to articulate information well sometimes. And hey man, how was the movie? It was okay. It was fine. Right. And then as soon as they have to explain something that's happening to their own bodies, they articulate everything. And the doctors, and I always find that some of my friends who are the most wishy-washy people ever, and and maybe they go to the doctor and the doctor says, hey man, there's something wrong with you, and you are able to, but he says it's fine, and they're able to go, no. And they've done their own research versus the doctor's research, and then you're like, man, this is a different human being. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Actually, it's so funny because Hennessy is usually in the room with me because it just
for the record, I have no idea who Hennessy is.
My husband.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some context clues, plus I said husband.
This drink keeps talking to her. Cuckoo. Yes, and then what did Jack Daniels say? Oh, boy.
This random asshole keeps following me to these appointments. He's so into it. I'm thinking of marrying him. So he's in the doctor's office, and I've spoken before about like how much he Googles this. He finishes the doctor's sentences, and the doctor usually agrees, like, yes, that's what I was about to say. But today I had to be like, let's just wait until he finishes, and then you can. Let's just
Take
just
it
a
easy,
little.
take it easy.
But I would love to be one of those people who articulate it very well. But if you notice, I don't know the disease's name because it's too long and I don't care. And I wish I could remember all the details. A lot of times I will say to the doctor, this is what I'm going to tell my friends. Is this accurate? I have a
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's cool.
Because you have to relay the information because everybody needs to know. I have a mild case of this, which will not interrupt my
Surgery?
My surgery, other than for the doctor's information in how they go about it. That's it.
All right.
I got you.
So nerve-wracking. Oh, meanwhile, they only took one of the 4 tests that you're supposed to take for this disease, so there's still 3 more chances. So let's have more news tomorrow.
I don't know where else there is to buzz, to put one of those sensors, your privates. What the fuck is left?
Oh, so I'll put the picture up of me with the things on my face. Understand that, like, it looks more weird than it was.
It looks pretty weird. But this is exactly what
and half the room didn't want to look at it.
I was going to play a very childish game called That's What She Says.
Yeah. You could have been Danny's best friend.
Yeah, we have a resident, that's what she said, so we're fine.
Okay, my bad. I won't utter another word.
Hey, what's going on? You're on Keith and the Girl.
Hey guys, it's Rosa.
Hey, Rosa.
You're dead, Keith.
Oh, I didn't even know you guys. You can't just spring up calls on me.
Yeah. What would you like to say about our guest? How's he doing 1 to 10?
I think he's doing great. He resisted the sexism baiting earlier in the show. I appreciated that.
I was such a baiter, right?
No, I wanted to say because Chemda didn't necessarily do the justice to the disease, and I just wanted to give you a little doctor's update that basically your thymus is involved in regulating your immune system. And because your thymus is all out of whack, it's just not calibrated, and so it's making you sick, but it's not as if it's spread into your nervous system. Does that make sense? Like, what's in your blood that's being detected is probably antibodies, and your thymus is suppressing and inhibiting certain, typically it would be motor neurons,
motor
like
neurons,
the ones
yeah.
in your muscles and shit. And so if you get your thymus cleared out, if you get rid of your big, giant bowling ball or whatever,
it's a football.
Everything should go back to normal. Maybe you need a little immunotherapy, but it's not
you're right.
It's not like panic-worthy, right? So
I'm
it's
sorry,
basically just...
Sorry,
yeah.
I did miss that part. Yes, they said that the antibodies are showing. But even when people show symptoms, which I don't, once you get the tumor out, even those symptoms go away or reach the symptoms that I have, which is like, they can detect something, but it won't. And it is an autoimmune disease. But you were saying, but it doesn't go into the bloodstream, is what you're saying?
Well, what I'm saying is it doesn't mean that, like, let's say, you might panic and think, oh, does this mean my tumor has invaded my nervous system? At first, that's what
I didn't say that, but now I'll think it.
But that's not what happens. What happens is your thymus is just secreting, certain antibodies because, maybe it thinks your body is under attack, or maybe it thinks your muscles are overreacting because it's out of whack. It's not calibrated. And so once you get your thymus under control, things should go back to normal. It's not the kind of thing where you have permanent damage or you're like more sick or something has spread. It's just that your thymus is behaving badly. And yeah, some people need immunotherapy for a little while, even after they get the thing taken out, to just get the chemical system back in check. But it's typical to get some kind of neurological immuno related symptoms, or whether they're expressed just in the antibodies in your blood, or if you actually experience the symptoms
Do you see
physically.
Do you see the healthcare that we have? My doctor calls into my show.
That's right.
Take that and tell your friends back home.
Jeez, that's...
Thank you, Dr. Rosa. That is helpful, and I know I missed some of that information, so thanks for calling.
Yeah, I love you.
I love
Take
you.
care.
I love my doctor.
I wouldn't say that to my doctor.
Is there free health care? I hear these countries, they say there's free health care, but then there's always a waiting list. I see these people in Canada coming to America for health care and then
Really?
going back to Canada. Absolutely.
Oh, no, there's free health care, but it's bad.
Right.
So most people get the private health care. I've got private health care.
Okay, of course. Chemda, when they say, did you ask this when they say football?
Yes.
Is it Wilson NFL American football or South African football?
That's it. I'm going to add that to the list of questions, like, does it have teeth and what's it made of? My friends
right.
are asking the best questions.
Johannesburg, that is a place, true?
Indeed.
Yes.
Don't answer that one.
I don't. I'm
Just telling you I know stuff.
This is a trippy show because I'm going in and out of reality and not reality.
Right.
So I don't know. I gotta gauge if you fucking with me.
Right, I'm not.
Does this help if I do this?
No, that doesn't help at all.
Right, that's why I did
It
it.
takes me to another place, and then I'm like, one more place to add to my trip.
Yeah, your head will explode.
Yes.
All right, so let's recap. Okay? Okay, Loyiso, at first we didn't get along, but then we did. Then at the end we were told we really didn't. Okay? Other things we talked about is South Africa is actually pretty okay. It's not a shithole of huts like people believe. You have true free
Let's
speech.
stop recapping.
And you have an understanding of your fellow man, unlike here in America.
Pretty much,
You
yeah.
appreciate each other.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Okay. We talked about the car for women that I assume has the bumper is 360 degrees. So we covered that. And Colin Kaepernick, we're a fan of. And you own 3 of his shirts. And you're afraid you will die during this visit. But hopefully not before your big show. Okay?
I hope so, too.
So Loyiso Gola, the Twitter... Loyiso Gola. The Twitter account is at LOYISOGOLA. And the show I'm talking about is Loyiso Gola live in New York. It's Wednesday, September 28th at House of Yes in Brooklyn at 7:30 p.m.
Cool spot.
Make sure you queue up nice. Tickets are $10. Get that on Eventbrite. It's going to be released through Vimeo the first week of November, but whatever. You want to see this live. That's where the action is. The spark in the air.
Indeedio.
That's right. Indeedio. That is South African for indeed. Okay?
He picks up fast.
Right. Keith and the Girl. Thank you. KeithAndTheGirl.com/VIP. It's every show ever did. Monday night, I will be recording. This is why I have to see the debate highlights. I'll be recording My Name is Keith with Nick Turner. Later this week, I'll be recording one with Mehran Kagani, finally.
My God, those two.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What's their drink of choice? Do you know?
I don't yet. No joke, Nick asked for martinis. So we'll see.
He is a classy guy. That's what everyone always says.
If there's a special kind of olive that fucks you up, I got him every which way.
You guys, please check out KeithandTheGirl.com. Please follow us on social media. Check out our website. Look around. Share this show. If you enjoyed it, share this episode. If you enjoy the show in general, tell a friend. Thank you so much.
This was fun.